many people want to find out exactly what they need to do. And it's very simple. It's as simple as ABC. I'm just going to quickly go with our first uh, thought of the day for this. And when brand new people get in, they need to realize what our mission is. And our mission is a very simple mission. Our mission is to get paid and get your people paid. We are in this, when we're talking about the business aspect, we want to make sure that we treat this as a business, not as a hobby. And getting paid and getting your people paid is what makes the distinction between a hobby and a business. A business, you want to make money. A hobby costs you money. So our first step is to get into our minds that we need to get paid and get our people paid. Now, in Isagenix, this is extremely simple to do. Our next part would be, what is it that we need to do? And we need to actually do the U plus 2, them plus 2. And it's surprising how many people that have been in Isagenix for a while had not heard about the U plus 2, them plus 2 until recently. And there's quite a few people that have not seen the video that Isagenix has prepared. And I'd like some feedback here. How many of you have actually seen the U plus 2, them plus 2 video that Isagenix has put out? Okay. Actually, there's quite a few people that have not seen it. So this is a very powerful video, and it basically is one of the best ways to understand how the business works and how to present the business. And this is a 3.5 minute video. So I think what probably let's just spend these 3.5 minutes video so that you can actually see it. And by the way, don't worry about this webinar. Uh, going over time. In rehearsal, it took me 1 minute and 37 seconds to go through all these slides. So we can afford to get those 3 minutes and 30 seconds in here. So let's just get started with this.
Hello there, I'm Eric Coover. You're listening to this webinar because you're interested in getting your Isagenix products paid for. Isagenix has created a turnkey system that will show you exactly how to earn $820 really fast. It's called U plus 2, them plus 2. It pretty much boils down to sharing the Isagenix program with two people. Let me explain. Let's start with U plus 2. Chances are you know two people who would love to lose weight, feel healthier, increase their energy, or age more youthfully. Got them in your mind? Now watch this. Each time you find a person to join the Isagenix program with you, Isagenix gives you money. If you find two people to do the program with you in one Isagenix week, Isagenix will double the amount of money you receive. In this example, that's $160 for each friend that joins the program, for a total of $320 just for referring two friends. That's U plus 2. So far, you have earned an amazing $320, but wait, there's another bonus you will earn just by doing U plus 2. Once you have two friends on the program, you will achieve the first leadership level in Isagenix. This is called consultant. Isagenix will give you $50 for achieving this level. Think of it like a promotion. So you received a total of $320 for sharing the products with two friends and $50 for reaching the very first level in Isagenix. That's $370. Now in this next step, I will show you how to make $200. It's called them plus 2. In them plus 2, your two friends will now duplicate what you did, sharing Isagenix with two people. Every time one of your friends finds two friends to do the program, you receive $100. So if you have two friends on the program and they find two people to do the program, that's $200 to you. Have you been keeping up with this money? You earn $370 for referring two friends. Now, by them repeating the process, you just pocketed another $200. That's a total of $570. Now, are you ready to hear about the big money? Achieve this within your first 30 days of enrollment, and you'll get the $250 Crystal Manager bonus. That's a total of $820. That's all you have to do to get your products paid for. Let's review the process. Step one, you enrolled in Isagenix. Step two, you found two people to do the program with you. That's $370. Step three, your two friends found two people to do the program with them. That's $200. That's it. Just like that, you've already earned $570. But the best part is this. Number four, if you achieve this within 30 days of enrollment, you'll get the $250 Crystal Manager bonus. That's it. $820 earned, and your products are paid for. This is just the beginning to earning money in Isagenix. You can start small or go for the big money. You may start by getting your products paid for, but continue with U plus two, then plus two, and you could earn enough not only to pay for your products, but maybe even your car payment or a house payment. The sky is the limit. To learn more, go to isagenixbusiness.com.
Yeah, so actually, as you can see, this is a fantastic way to actually explain the plan and to uh, even understand if you're brand new exactly what you need to do. Now, uh, once you understand what it is that you need to do, uh, the next thing is how you're going to do it. And I'm going to introduce something that might sound a little strange here, and it's the concept of duplication. And many of you have heard the concept of duplication as part of network marketing. What makes the magic in network marketing? Once you start duplicating, the big money starts coming in. And I have misspelled it. I call it duplication for a reason, because nothing happens until you do something. You need to take actions, daily actions, and we'll go into those daily actions a little bit in the next slide. But just to give you a hint, everybody needs to do 3 daily actions for duplications to start setting in. And those actions are to connect, present, and follow up. And once I get elaborating onto this, I do want you to understand that you connect to create curiosity, you present to create the desire, and you follow up to present the solution. So let's move on to the next slide quickly. And this slide is actually a summary. And this is how you actually uh, train a brand new person on exactly what to do. And we just summarize, we get that mission statement into everybody's head that they're in business to get paid and to get their people paid. Then they're going to do that using the U plus two, them plus two concept. And you will add the concept of duplication by doing. And as a parenthesis, in order for duplication to really start working, you need to teach and repeat it as well. So let's see here. You probably have seen this before in many other forms. George has always his little success triangle, and it consists on connecting, presenting, and following up. Now, uh, this seems very simple, and it's actually all you really need to know as a basics to do the business. You need to connect, present, and follow up. But there's one element missing here, and that element happens to be who do you connect with, who do you present to, who do you follow up? And that's where a very important document comes in, which is our context list. And many people worry about having a list, and we will show you different ways on how to get your lists. But just to give you an idea, you have your list already in your cell phone, in your address book for your mail program, in Facebook, LinkedIn. Those are people that are all candidates to connect with, present to, and follow up with. And just on Isagenix has prepared a great memory jogger. Let me just take you there, and you can see it on the screen. And it's a way of actually instructions for a brand new person on how to create a list, how to create a contact list, a priority list, and suggestions on how to and who to actually uh, put on that list. And it boils down to one thing: who do you know? Who do you know that is health conscious? Who do you know that's concerned about their weight? And between those two, we basically have already 90% of the population. Who do you know who wants to make more money? And right there, we already have more than 95% of the population. So those are very important concepts to understand that list. And Tracy, I'll let you chip in here in just a second. But before we before you do, I do want to simply uh, point out a concept of that it is very important in order for all of this to work to know where you're going. You need to follow a map, and this map is also given to us by Isagenix, and it's very simple. It's a document that shows us our rank advancement bonuses. And this map actually will show us how to earn up to $10,000 in the next 6 months for any associate joining us. It goes over the rank advancement bonuses. It shows us how to actually get to those points. You will see this a little bit more in detail. And it tells you a little bit about the cycles. And here is the key. And I do want to point out one thing here. This is what I use every single week to follow up with everybody in my team that wants to actually become successful in business. This is the 10 people in my team that I think uh, will actually achieve, uh, more than uh, the average person. And people that take this seriously, take it as a business. As a matter of fact, Tracy, you are someone that's doing Isagenix as a business, not as a hobby. How many people are you working with generally? Actually, we have Tracy on mute here. Well, actually, then let's simply let me tell you basically my story. And by doing this, by doing what you just saw before in the prior slide, uh, let me just get to this slide here. I basically, and as you can see, I am not somebody that has had big experience in network marketing, not somebody that has had big experience selling, not somebody that has had big experience presenting or doing a good job of presenting. I have basically used the tools, and by doing these three simple steps every single day for the last few years, I have been able to achieve something. My family and I have been blessed to have earned more than the average person in basically in many businesses. As a matter of fact, I'm earning now more than what I was earning working as an architect. Uh, Working 60, 70, 80 hours a week. And I do it now working part time from practically anywhere on on the internet, on my cell phone, and from time to time I do give presentations face to face. But I do use the tools, and that's exactly what has allowed me to achieve a certain amount of success. Now, getting back to our slide here of the map, uh, that basically is the essence of this business. I know it's a short presentation, it doesn't look like a big thing, but one component that you need to do is you need to teach and repeat this over and over and over to the people that join you. And then by that point, you will know enough. All you have to do is to start doing it. And that's basically all there is to it. And if you actually get going with this, I see Tracy actually has his microphone working now. Tracy, are you there? Well, that's basically it. Now, one quick question I actually had here is, how do uh, I'm trying to read here through the questions, guys. And if you have any question, please do post it right at the top right of your screen and the go to webinar control panel. And I do have a question here on how do I actually obtain leads. And, it's very simple. I actually go and I take my list, and I didn't start out with a big list. Everybody has their own different take on how to work with lists and so on. Um, I've been told that you have to complete a list of at least 200 names and so on. What I have done is I simply every week, Sunday evening, I try to think of 10 people that I will contact next week, and I add them to my master list, and I write those 10 names on a piece of paper and simply take it with me. And every day I try to contact 2 people on that list. It's as simple as that. If you want to go faster, grow faster, you can actually contact more people. As a matter of fact, those of you that are familiar with George's recordings that he sends out every day probably have seen Mark Yarnell's explanation of what it takes to make $100,000 a month. And what Mark Yarnell does is he simply says, if you want to get to that amount of money, you have to contact at least 30 people every single day. If you want to reach that amount in 1 year, you have to contact 20 people every single day if you want to reach that amount in 2 years, and you have to contact 10 people every single day if you want to reach that amount in 3 years. And for those of you who don't know, Mark Yarnell has actually gotten the privilege of being one of the top earners in the industry. He's made over $30 million. Now, putting that into perspective, we know that Jimmy Smith is the number one earner. Jimmy Smith is one of our team members, and he has made over $20 million in Isagenix. So that just gives us an idea of how amazing the opportunity is in Isagenix, that in short 10 years, we have somebody earning 2/3 of one of the top industry giants has made. So let me actually get to another question here. Okay. And actually, somebody's asking for my cell number. Actually, let me just type it in here.
Hey, Alex.
Hey, Tracy, there you are.
Yeah, I
Okay.
just wanted to say I just wanted to say, I think Mark Yarnell, he built his actually using an older pay plan compared to Isagenix. If you look what Lynn was doing, Lynn's goal was 5 people a day. And how long did it take her to get to a 6-figure income per month?
Well, we're talking for those of you who are new who don't know. Lynn is Lynn Hagedorn, and she's one of the people that has reached uh, $1 million in one of the fastest times in Isagenix and in probably in any other company. She's actually gotten. It took her 14 months, and when I say probably, it's there's people probably that have done it faster and so on, but that's pretty amazing in 14 months
Well,
to get from 0 to 1 million.
and the point I was trying to make with these new bonuses that Isagenix has put in place for us, 5 people a day, and she got that far. And a lot of the bonuses were structured around what she was trying to do because she grew so quick.
Yeah.
But the problem is most people, will talk to 1 here, 2 here, maybe, but she consistently talked to 5 people every single day. Now, it wasn't talking to people, it's getting 5 people to a presentation.
Yeah, and actually, that's one very, very important thing that you're pointing out here is consistency and persistency. You will get better with time. The important thing is that you actually do something. And that's something, and for those of you who don't know me, I'm an architect. I don't like talking to people. I don't like presenting or so. I'm very uncomfortable doing any of the actions to actually get there. Yet I understood the business. I understood that if I consistently, persistently did those 3 actions of connecting with people, presenting, and following up, I would get to a certain level, and I was able to actually achieve that. So many of you, as a matter of fact, whenever I get together with lots of people in my organization, you have skills which are well beyond, those that I have, and well beyond those that some of the top earners actually have. The only thing that makes a difference is the time that people actually start working the business. Many of us, it takes us a while to realize that it's as simple as what I just said over there, and we start getting prepared to be prepared, and redundantly try to cross all the T's, dot all the I's before we actually get into action. And it's as simple as taking somebody to your website, and let me actually show you basically one of the things that I do. I simply take people to my uh, replicated site, and the way that I actually get them there is all I do is I go to my ISA videos section, and depending on the person that I'm talking to, uh, I choose one of the videos that we have, depending on the objectives of the people. If the people want, if it's somebody that's a baby boomer that's of retirement age, I use the retire wealthy. If it's a woman that wants to work from home, a mom that wants to work from home, I use enterprising women. I go to that particular page, and then it's as simple as sending this video over to that prospect to do that second step, to do the presentation. If you have a Mac or one of the Windows, I believe Windows 7 and Windows 8, all you have to do is click on a button on your browser that says share, and you will be able to simply either email this page or send it as a message or send it on Twitter or Facebook, or you can choose to use those buttons that you have here on the right. That is as simple as that. The business is as simple as that. And the next thing, which is where fortunes are made, is to actually follow up with that person. And that's the step that I've always been uh, lax in doing, until I realized that all I have to do is ask that person what did they like most about the video. And of course, there's many better ways actually to, you can always improve on what questions you ask, but just with asking what did you like most about this video and getting into a conversation where the prospect opens up and asks you further questions and so on, that starts the whole process of sponsoring people into Isagenix. And you do that, you repeat that, you teach that, and in a reasonable amount of time, there's a good chance that you can have a big sprawling group growing underneath you. And Tracy, yes, go ahead.
And as far as what you're saying, the consistency part, it's so important because I see so many people, they come into the business, they really take off, they start putting people in, they start making money, and then they slow down. And all of a sudden, it's like if you was taking off in an airplane and you gave it all the throttle, get to the end of the runway, you get your wheels just off the ground, and then you throttle down. The airplane crashes. And so many people just slow down right before the business starts to take off. And so the consistency part is so important, but you have to keep your foot on that pedal long enough for it to start growing on its own. And I see that over and over again where people come in, they build quick, they start making money, and then they slow down. And it's a matter of months. If you can keep your foot on the pedal, all of a sudden your business will take a life of its own. And so, as far as with consistency, you just have to keep it going long enough to get those people making money.
Yeah, and funny you actually mention it, because I've now met many people that are making excellent amounts of money, and they all have one thing in common. I haven't found yet the first person that's a top earner that's actually retired in the real sense of being retired. Jimmy Smith, with all the income that he has, you call him and he will answer that phone. You ask him for assistance with presenting to somebody, and he will help you. He might take more vacations than the average person, but I don't think that when in this business you actually uh, do uh, retire uh, if you're making money. The ones that have done what you just mentioned, they never make it to the top earners. You keep that pedal maybe to the metal if that's your nature or whatever, but at least you have to set it on cruise control and do something every single day.
The whole concept of network marketing is to do whatever it takes right now so you can do whatever you want later. And I think Jimmy's at that point. I don't think Jimmy could stop his business if he tried. George can't stop his business. It's growing every day. And so there is a point where you can slow down. But in the beginning, it's so important. It's just like if your car ran out of gas on a side of a mountain and you pushed it and you're giving it everything you got. You get to the crest of the hill and you start to move a little easier. It starts downhill. Pretty soon you have to jump in the car or you're going to lose your ride. Same with the business.
Yeah, and actually, now that you mention George, I remember, George at the beginning, when we got started, George was working a good 16 hours a day, talking to people, contacting people, and before I even met George, when he because he was successful in a couple of companies before Isagenix, uh, it was the same story, except the only difference was in the tools and the costs involved. In the old days, George had to send out faxes and video, VHS videos and so on via mail, and pay 25 cents a minute to connect with people. Nowadays, our job is extremely easy. Most people have a smartphone, an iPhone, Android, BlackBerry, or what have you, and it's as simple as just pushing a few buttons, and you can send out the email presentation. You can send out a text with a link to the presentation, and so on. So,
and then see, that's a good reason for everybody to learn all of the tools, because I just keep referring back to Lynn, because when you see somebody go that fast, that quick to that income level, you really ought to pay attention to what's going on, because you've heard it before. If you want to become a millionaire, do what a millionaire does. Well, as far as how she prospects everywhere. If she's at the grocery store, she prospects somebody. She gets home and she gets a phone call, she prospects that person. If she gets on her Facebook and she makes some new friends, she prospects those people. If you're going to prospect 5 people a day, you have to prospect everybody you meet, because every day you're out doing things, seeing people, meeting the people, parties, functions. Those are the places you have to be prospecting. So you need to learn how to prospect the cold market one-on-one, on Facebook. All those tools you need in your arsenal if you're going to talk to that many people a day. Most people don't know 5 people every single day. They can just get on the phone and call. So a lot of these tools have evolved to give you the opportunity to meet that many people. In the olden days before Facebook and all these things, people had to buy cold leads, and that's a really hard business to build. Now that with the internet, with all the videos we can just send instantly, the world is your marketplace. You just have to learn how to talk to those people to get those videos to them. And the conversation is so simple. It's not a big long script. If you're at a restaurant and you got a good waiter, all you have to say is, "Hey, you do a great job. They must pay you really well." She'll say, "Are you kidding me? They don't pay me nothing." Well, people in our business make a lot of money to have your personality or your skills. Really? I'll tell you what. Here's. Give me your email address and I'll send you a video. That's all you have to do. You can do the same thing at the grocery store, same thing at the PTA meeting, wherever you're at. Compliment somebody and tell them, "Look, people like you in our business do great." Really, what's your business? I'll tell you what. Give me your email. That's all you have to do. All day long, you'll make a.
yeah, Tracy, we lost you actually.
Uh-oh. I just gave
Well,
you a whole
there you are.
tirade.
Okay, perfect. No, we got you. We got the gist of it. So it definitely is true, and that's what you have to do, is constantly be looking for people. And the last thing I actually want to mention is always look for referrals and become a product of the product. Some people, as a matter of fact, I had here one of my neighbors that's seasonal. He comes down from Canada, and he comes down here twice a year. And last time from one trip to the other, I actually had lost well over 80 pounds. And he said, "Alex, I can't believe, what are you doing?" And I basically, although I always try to lead with the business, my story happens to work very well with the product as well. And I just mentioned, what I was doing with Isagenix and so on. And he's actually a very slim, trim person. He doesn't need to lose weight or whatever, but he went ahead, and I explained to him, "Look, this is not something that just helps you lose weight. It improves your overall, uh, your basically your whole self. And he actually came back to me, and about 10 days after starting on the program, and he said, you won't believe what happened. I lost 5 pounds, which is no big deal for him, but his golf game actually improved. He was able to cut, to improve his golf game significantly. And everybody on the golf course is asking him, hey, what are you doing? And, Isagenix has been the answer for him. And he has become a source of referrals. That's tremendous. And once he didn't come in as a customer, he came in. I'm sorry, as a associate, he came in as a customer. And once he had his first referral for me, he said, "Alex, want to give this guy a call?" I was able to simply remind him, "Look, I'm gonna give him a call with you, but remember, you can be doing this as a business." And he basically just went ahead and uh, started, to recommend and promote Isagenix as a business. So as simple as that, you can get a whole business started. And remember, it takes only two people that are uh, positioned, one on your left, one on your right, and you get two people that are good, and you can actually count on really, really having a wild ride. And sometimes it doesn't happen that fast. Sometimes you really have to struggle, but it's going to get there. The law of averages eventually will get you there. Our compensation plan is so amazing. And that's why, like you mentioned at the beginning, Tracy, Jimmy in our plan has been able to do a tremendous job compared to actually what Mark Yarnell had. If Mark Yarnell would have had our plan, it would have been incredible. And one interesting thing to consider is the amount of seasoned networkers that are discovering Isagenix and that are joining Isagenix ever since they've actually been approached with Lynn Hagedorn's record. We have several big name networkers that are really working hard to see if they can break that record. So Isagenix is definitely entering into momentum. Isagenix is making a big name for itself in the network marketing industry. But, that's irrelevant. You need to actually think to yourself, look, I am in Isagenix. I have the same opportunity that Lynn Hagedorn has, the same opportunity that Jimmy Smith has, and all I have to do is take advantage of it and achieve my goals. And you will do that by being consistent and persistent. So we, Tracy, actually, we have gone up past our time again, but I do have a question from Ken, and uh, he basically writes, I freeze up doing follow-ups. What is the best thing I can do and say when I do the follow-up? And I'll let you answer that, Tracy, but let me preface that by saying that's exactly my problem that I always had. And I still do have that problem at times. And I'll let you answer, Tracy, but let me just tell you what I basically do attitude wise. And attitude wise, I basically say the worst that can happen is that this person will say no, which is exactly the same result, the same outcome as if I wouldn't call them. So even if I freeze up, even if I don't know exactly what to say or do, just calling and asking that question that I mentioned before, what did you like most about the presentation that you see, is the simplest step, and that gets the ball rolling. So Tracy, what would you recommend to do on a follow-up?
Well, that's exactly right what you just said. But before that happens, the reason most people freeze up, and this applies to most all of us, is we don't have enough people in our funnel. We don't have enough prospects. And so we're worried. We've got this one guy and he's going to make it happen. And if I get him in, it's just going to be great. And so you don't want to call him back. Because if I call him back, he might say no. As long as I don't call him, I don't have to worry. He's still a prospect. But once I call him and he says no, I'm going to be let down. What I can tell you, if you're sending 2, 3, 4, 5 people a day to that presentation, it don't matter if that guy says no, because you got 5 other people there that are going to say yes. If you have enough people in your pipeline, all of a sudden that fear goes away, and you can follow up really easy. But if you're talking to 1 or 2 people this week and a person next week, those people become so important that you don't want to call them back because they might say no. But if you're getting enough people in there, it don't matter what he says. In fact, if you look at what Jimmy says, if I get enough no's, when he calls somebody back, he says, I know that if I get 10 no's, I'm going to get 2 yeses. So, come on ahead and be one of the no's, because I know if I get 10 no's, I'll get 2 people in the business. And I think that's one of the biggest problems people have with follow-up, is they're afraid of those no's. The reason they're afraid of it is just what I said. So, the best way, I think, to get over that, buy some cold leads. Buy 50 cold leads, the cheapest leads you can find anywhere. And prospect them just like you would prospect your best friend. And they cost you 50 cents a piece, so what if you don't get them in, big deal. But make those 50 calls and you'll get over that fear.
Well, actually, that's great advice. And as you guys can see, there's so many different ways of doing this, so many different ways of approaching it. Tracy mentioned now buying cold leads. Cold leads, I tell you, it's absolutely the hardest thing for me to do. But I have built my business by trying uh, to do this so that I learn a little bit more on on how to deal with people and so on. And I still don't know exactly how to do it. Many times it's hit or miss. But the worst thing that can happen is they say no, and every time they say no, uh, yeah. And you know what? One thing, Tracy, I do want to point out one thing. I figured out. Uh, for every no that I have gotten so far in this business, I've made over $1,000. It's been $1,080 for every no that I have gotten. So I really
I
love
gotta
that word.
I got to make one thing clear. I wasn't recommending building your business with cold leads. That is the hardest way. What I'm saying is to get over your fear of following
Yes.
up. Just buy the cheapest lead in the world that you don't care one thing about. I don't care if they sign up or don't sign up. I'm practicing, and call those 50 leads. By the time you get through with them, you won't have a problem following up.
Yeah. And when we getting back to Ken's question of what to say when do the follow up, uh, remember that's basically the one thing that I always say is I start by what did you like most. But in order to get a little bit more direction here, can I recommend for you and for everybody, simply go to howtogetgoing.com, go towards the bottom of the website and look for George's scripts. And although these scripts are mostly designed for Facebook, it does give you a little information on what to say, for example, to somebody that's a friend of yours, somebody that is in network marketing right now, somebody that, for example, let's simply get into uh, network marketing people that you will run quite a bit. And here are some of the questions that you can actually ask and so on. So go and take a look at the scripts, and it will help you a little bit in the follow up. We need to understand the concept, the goal of the follow up is simply to present the solution that fits best for that person. So while you're doing your conversation and you understand exactly what the needs are of this person, not everybody is trying to make $1 million. Not everybody is trying to lose weight. Not everybody. You fit your responses to their responses. And the best way to find out what it is that they need is by asking questions. And if you look at Georgia's scripts, there's lots of questions in there because questions are what will get you the answers to what that person really needs. So, guys, then I want to thank you for joining us tonight. Tracy, thank you for joining us as well. And we look forward then to seeing you next week at same time. Uh, and one more thing, uh, we will be having this webinar as well. Every other webinar is always recorded, and we have it the following a day. That's on Tuesday evenings. They should be at the howtogetgoing.com website. So if you want to uh, take a look at our archives and so on, all you have to do is go to howtogetgoing.com and uh, go to our webinars, webinar archives. You click on webinars and it will take you there. By the way, for we have made a change to our website, and if you have a new associate or if you are a new associate, simply send them to howtogetgoing.com and look for this area right down here. 3 steps. One is to complete the initial training, one is to register for this weekly webinar, and the other one is to review the recorded webinars, our webinar archives. And when they click on complete your initial training, it takes them to a very simple way of actually understanding what this business is about, and it gives you some of the business tools. And let me actually make this a little bit. It gives you the contact list, the roadmap, the rank advancement bonuses, starter pack guide, and so on, and different websites that are going to be very useful. So, and by the way, uh, if you have problems with the follow-up, if you're worried about the follow-up, remember, do a three-way call with your sponsor or with somebody in your upline, and they will be able to help you a little bit walk through it. The important thing when trying to do a three-way call is remember, this is a follow-up. The people that you're doing the three-way call with must have already seen one of the presentation tools that we have in Isagenix. Don't do a three-way call to try to get somebody to watch the presentation. You only do the three-way call once that person has seen the presentation and has expressed an interest. That will ensure that your three-way call will be used the most effectively. So thank you, everyone, and we will see you next week.
Thanks, Alex.